Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs in video games. Today I'm playing Monster Train. Just a reminder, I have one goal left, which is to Divinity Master 4 more cards for this playthrough. So, that's what we're going for. Since all of those cards are either event cards, Wurmkin cards, or Hellhorned cards, we're going to be playing with the Wurmkin Hellhorned again. But since we already earned both of these crowns, we're going to switch it to Wurmkin Hellhorned. And specifically, we've gotten this crown, but we haven't gotten this one, the one with the Spine Chief. So we're going for another crown, as well as, more importantly, Divinity Mastering cards. I'm going to play with Wurmkin Hellhorned Primary. I've got a win streak of 1. Let's see if we can get it to 2 again. Let's go. By abandoning the run then. If the run was doing amazing, I would have continued. Hidden Passage, Hosting Kin, and Forgotten Trade with Seraph the Chaste. Okay. Sure. It's a little bit weird. So strike gains an echo, or friendly units have more attack per echo. I'm going to do strike gains an echo. I feel like that could be strong, perhaps. Ooh, Imp Sickle. Well, that brings us towards an Imp deck. I'm fine with that. Mark of Invasion, we turn those on. So what imp do we get? We get a Molting Imp. Kind of the perfect imp for the first turn. Alright, great. I'm going to play the Spine Chief at the top, and I'm not going to play the imp at the top. I'm going to play it in the center. So Spine Chief is going to give us the Ember Drain. The imp goes here. Kills all of those. Now, I would like to take no damage on the fire. The way that we do that is Hosting Kin, because we don't really care about the Hosting Kin. And then Torch. Huzzah. What imp do we get? Welder Helper. That one is nice. Don't know where we want it, but it's nice. We can always Hidden Passage stuff. Yeah. I don't know how useful that is, but we can always Hidden Passage stuff. Let's play the Welder Helper at the top. Welder Helper at the top. I'm going to fracture something. We could fracture you, the Trusted Priest. Let's fracture the Trusted Priest. Or we could ascend the Trusted Priest, which would accomplish exactly the same thing, but we wouldn't get our echo. Alright. You are going to make it to the top simply because there's nothing that's going to allow us to do enough damage. Yeah. That is kind of how it is. If there's nothing that we can do, let's focus on the future. Focus on the future means we're going to play Train Steward Molting Imp? No. Let's play the Molting Imp here. I guess we also play the Train Steward here. We could Hidden Passage a Train Steward later. So we take 2 damage in the first one. We'll play a Molting Imp at the bottom. We'll play a Train Steward in the middle, to potentially be brought up upstairs. And then a Hosting Kin kills this one, which is nice. And then Fracture will hit you hard, probably. Especially because every time you strike at the top. So if we don't kill you with the champion, we might kill you with the Reap the champion applies. We didn't get our Ascend card this turn. How's that? Alright, well, Torch. now. We are already winning. Just click enter and win. Took 2 damage. I don't mind that. Hosting kin with infused. Still don't like it. We don't know what we're building toward at all, except for that we've got 2 hidden passages, and that's good. I think we're going to skip these. An infused welder helper, I'll take that. Ritual of Battle is also good there. I like my infused welder helper. Alright, we've got to go to the Hellhorn banner in hopes for Consumer of Crowns. Peek in this. We've got a Frenzy Stone. That's good to see. Extreme Stone can go on torches and hosting kins. We might put a Purge Stone on one of those. Okay. So if I take the Rail Beater, I'll probably want to keep the Rail Beater. The Frenzy Stone is not something you would put on a Rail Beater. It's not something you'd put on Demon Fiend either, because if I take the Demon Fiend, it's probably to sacrifice it. What if we keep the Rail Beater? So if we're keeping the Rail Beater, do we give the Frenzy Stone to it? Because it's better than not putting that on it. And it basically ups its attack from 10 to 30. Sure. I guess we'll do that. Do I put a Heartstone on it? Maybe. Sure, we'll do that too. Okay. I'll even purge a card. Purge a Train Steward. And then purge another card. Are we going to purge our Fractures? Or Torches? Probably the Torches above the Fractures. And that's it for now. Go on to the next one. Spikes 3. We'll turn that on. That will not cause us to die. Rail Beater and Spine Sheep. We can put those both at the top, and then potentially add things later with Hidden Passage. And the things to add are Train Stewards. We kind of want to put you in front, but if we put you in front... I mean, yeah, we want to put you in front. Alright, let's do it. We certainly play this so that we don't get the Sinner's Burden. And we can play a Train Steward in the center to hope to ascend sometime. We got an Impish Scholar. We haven't consumed anything yet, and we don't have anything in our hand to consume. So we probably won't play that. I'm gonna play this Torch. And then maybe just ascend this Train Steward. Sure. Alright. I mean, we could play the Imp, just because. I guess it's better than not playing the Imp. Possibly. And then Fracture on the back one here, and a Torch. We get a Molting Imp. How perfect. Perfect. Alright. We certainly want both of you to die. It looks like you already are. So let's just do the rest of this on the boss. We play this Torch, so we purge it. And we just play the rest of them, of course. All on the boss. We can Queen's Impling, and then ascend the Queen's Impling. Alright, let's do it. Fracture, Forgotten Trade, Queen's Impling, Hidden passage and a torch. Alright, and the top. Top we can't play imps, so we just play Fracture, Fracture, and be done with it. Alright, strong so far. Ooh, Echo Infusion. I like Echo Infusion. I will take that. We have a Fortify that's also infused, although we could take a Vent. A Vent could be a better torch. I think we want the Vent more. Alright, Consumer of Crowns, come on. We need you. And we'll go there first, even. We did not get the Consumer of Crowns. How sad. I also don't care for either of those. So we're going to skip those. And then Magic Power, Bog Slime. Bog Slime is okay. Yeah, Bog Slime is okay. I think I'm going to take it. And then this one, Champion gets 50% health. That's not bad with the Spine Chief, actually. Alright. Concealed Caverns. You could give me something to master. It's not this. We've already mastered these, but we'll take it. Okay. Daedalus the Professor. We're going to have another chance to find something that we could master. So, Spine Chief and Rail Beater go at the top, as usual. Spine Chief, Rail Beater. We can play... We could kill the Constructed Explosive, which is somewhat pointless, but I will kill the Constructed Explosive. Huzzah. Ooh, a Transcend Imp. I mean, it's not what you want right now, so I think I'm going to keep it in the deck to draw it later. I like the Vent at the bottom, so I think all we do is play Fracture on the boss in the center, and a Vent at the bottom. Okay. Really don't like the Constructed Explosive up there. Oh, we could take it out with the good old Wingmaker. And we will play the Echo Infusion. So, your strike gives charged echoes. That's not bad. We're going to play the good old Wingmaker at the top, certainly, I think. So let's start there. That saves a lot of damage on you. How much do we care about our imps? We care about them some, you know? Some. We're not going to play the Train Steward. We don't have the Ember for it. So, Fledgling Imp here. And then Hosting Kin is going to just hit one of you. Hidden Passage. Alright, so we're going to Fledgling Imp again. And then we're going to Hidden Passage this imp that we've just made stronger. And then Hosting Kin something. I guess you. Or we could Hosting Kin you. That's actually kind of nice. And then Fracture the boss. We've got another Fledgling Imp. There's kind of no reason to play the Fledgling Imp now. So let's Torch. And then Fracture the boss? Ooh, we should Fracture you, I guess. Because we don't want you to make it to the top. Alright. Well, Didn't get to spend all our fracture on the boss that time. The final wave. The final wave is fine. I don't like you, but I think we'd kill you. So, just gonna do this up here. We're going to do a Pyre Chomper somewhere, because that allows us to play the rest of these cards better. Sure. Pyre Chomper here. Let's play the Torch here. Unless we're going to play the Vent there. We're going to play the Vent up here. Let's torch the boss, and fracture the boss twice, and then play the Vent here. Okay. And then I think we win no problem, but I'm definitely going to fracture, Forgotten Trade, Impish Scholar, Forgotten Trade. We're getting more echoes every time we play Forgotten Trade. So they are helping. Slightly. And then at the top, we should be crushing the boss, honestly. We are. How about that? Great. So, what do we have? Reinforce adds doubles armor. The only source of armor is when we play you. And the Welder Helper. Okay. It could be something, but it doesn't seem like something. I don't really want the Eternal Kinstone. Let's skip these. Unfortunately, none of those were something we could Divinity Master. And none of these are something we can Divinity Master. I do like the Keeper of Echoes, though. And then we certainly draw more cards. Alright, we've got one more chance, I think, to get something to potentially Divinity Master. If not, I will continue this one, because this one is going pretty well, and I like it. Frenzy Stone. Frenzy Stone is good. Champion upgrade. So the Infector 2 is nice. I also like the Decayer. The Decayer is really interesting with the Infector, right? Ooh. Maybe we should do that, because every time we inspire, we apply Reap, and every time we strike, we inspire. Alright. Let's get the Decayer. We want the Infector and the Decayer together. Now, we peeked in here. Windstone, Seekstone, not the ones I want to see necessarily. Ah. Nothing we can Divinity Master. Alright, let's take another Keeper of Echoes, because we will sacrifice one to the other. Merchant of Steel. We're going to Frenzy Stone a Keeper of Echoes. And then we're going to sacrifice one to the other one. So, Keeper of Echoes gets sacrificed to Keeper of Echoes. Great. Twin Stone we could play on something. I most like it on good old Wingmaker or Vent. But both of those kind of are asking for other stones that we do. We could do it on Echo Infusion. Ooh. That's actually nice. Because our guys have so much Inspire now. Okay. And let's go to the next battle. Non-boss enemies get extra attack when you also have haste. Kinda scary. Kinda scary. Do I just turn it on because I think we'll survive? Yes, I do. I hope we actually do survive now that I've done that. So, we're starting with the same couple. Start with the Rail Beater and Spine Chief at the top. Get our Ember Drain. We don't like our Ember Drain. We will play the Echo Infusion up here. Let's think about what we're playing elsewhere, too. We could play the Hosting Kin here to get rid of your damage shield and bring you... well, you stay in the back. We could just put this guy to the back. Let's do that. Put you to the back. Let's get the health up here. Health up here, and then we vent at the bottom to kill this one and get rid of the damage shield. Alright. Good first turn. Now here's a Keeper of Echoes with a Hidden Passage. Ooh, we can't play both, because we don't have the Ember to play both. Ooh, how sad. And we're not getting the Collector because of this. But we've got to play the Keeper of Echoes. Alright, that was sad. Don't like to see the Collector go there. Now, the top is looking kind of scary. Yeah, the top is looking kind of scary. Let's Hosting Kin the middle one? I don't want to Hosting Kin you to the back, because I want to deal most of the damage to you. Hosting Kin the middle one just saves some health on you, which is valuable. Alright. And it gives us an Echo, which is good. Next. Fracture. And a Torch. And a Torch. Come on. We don't quite kill you. Alright, you deal some damage to the fire. 6 more because I took the aggressive amulet. Good old Wingmaker is really nice right now. Could be played in a couple different places. And also we can play the Pyre Chomper, which is nice. Let's do that first. Pyre Chomper goes there. Hidden Passage you. Let's put a Train Steward here so we don't have to think about it. Good old Wingmaker could kill you at the bottom, or it could be used at the top to force you to die, probably. Okay, that forces you to die at the top. So now we're going to think about things at the bottom. What if we torch you and fracture you? That's nice. And then torching something at the top doesn't do much, so let's torch this one. Welder Helper, and Fledgling Imp, and Pyre Chomper. Alright, we're playing the Pyre Chomper first, so we can play all of these. Let's play the Welder Helper right here. And let's play the Fledgling Imp in front, so that the Welder Helper gets a little bit less damage. And then good old Wingmaker, of course. And how about a Fracture on you? Alright, we definitely don't want you to have haste. One of the things that we could do is ascend you, or we could just play event when we've got one. We could just play the Forgotten Trade, actually. Let's play a Forgotten Trade up here. Okay, now those are dying. Let's Hidden Passage one of you two. I guess the back one? Hidden Passage you. Oh, the Molting Imp actually kills them down here. And then 2 Fractures on Mr. Bossman. A Train Steward to deal some damage to Mr. Bossman. Actually, let's put it in the center, because we might want to have it ascend again. And then Vent on Mr. Bossman. Alright, what do we want to do? We want to play the Echo Infusion up here on you, give you a little bit more health. We want to play the Fledgling Imp here, and then ascend something. Fledgling Imp, ascend. Ascending you is now better than the Train Steward, so let's ascend this one. And then I'd rather play the Echo Infusion than anything else. Okay. I think we easily win at the top, but let's see what happens. We are easily winning at the top. Click and turn and win. Alright, collecting our money. Getting forced contamination? Seems nice. Seems nice. We might want to take that one. Or we could take Returned Soul. I like Returned Soul. It removes cards from the deck during the battle. So we don't want Tiresome Climb. I don't know if we want Imp in a Box. It's a consume card that's infused, which is really nice for our units. I guess we'll take it. More and more imps could be fine. And at this point, what are we doing? I mean, we're not trying to master anything anymore. Let's remove cards. I like removing cards. Which cards? I think Train Stewards. I should not have thought that long about that. We are going to duplicate something. I am very much considering duplicating the Keeper of Echoes. It does mean more units, but more units can be more ascends that we do. Yeah, let's do it. Keeper of Echoes, you get duped. And move on. Non-boss enemy units get multi-strike. You having sweep multi-strike is annoying. How bad is that actually? I don't know. I'm turning these on. We're gonna just turn them all on for some reason. Why not? So, what do we do next? I don't really know. I think we're going to do this and this at the top first. The Spine Chief in front? Do we want the Spine Chief in front? Not really, but we can't really reorder things when they're there. But do we really want you in front? I guess we do. Because the Spine Chief is a good thing for us. Let's play an Imp in a Box now. We got another Pyre Chomper. Alright, we're going to play one of the Pyre Chompers. I'm going to play it at the bottom. Then we're going to play a Molting Imp down here to deal you some damage. We're going to... We could Hidden Passage one of these so that they don't appear together at the top. But I don't know if that's actually that valuable to us. Probably not. Let's just do Echo Infusion, Echo Infusion. Alright, we've got a Pyre Chomper that's still in the deck. Is that what we want? I think we're gonna keep it in the deck. That Collector gets destroyed. That's nice to see. We can't play both... Oh, we can play both of these here. Great. And we can ascend one. Well, we can't do that this turn. We could play Impish Scholar and hope to get another Pyre Imp. Another Pyre Chomper. Let's see, you know? Or we could just do the Rail Beater and ascend it, which is a much more reasonable thing to do. That is a much more reasonable thing to do. Or we could get the Keeper of Echoes, play the Returned Soul to ascend the Keeper of Echoes. I like that more. The Rail Beater can be played later. Wonderful. Alright, so now we've got some stuff at the top, specifically some stuff that helps each other every time we play stuff. At least the ones that add echoes. So, just the torch at the top kills you. We could play a Welder Helper and a Pyre Chomper somewhere. I see no reason not to, I guess. So, Welder Helper, Pyre Chomper. And then we have more echoes. Or more Ember, I mean. Let's play the Train Steward here. And Fractures somewhere. We could fracture you. That's actually useful. And then fracture this next one. Hopefully that will be useful too at some point. And then vent at the bottom to get rid of your spell shield. Sure. Okay, wasn't a great turn, but was an okay turn. We need to deal with that floor that's in the center sometime. The top, we're going to have to deal with too, but I think we can do that with Hosting Kin. There we go. Hosting Kin kills the top. The center, we can play a Molting Imp. And then Fracture on you so that you die. And then a torch on this one so it dies. Alright, so the center floor is annoying, really because of the order of the units. Oh no! He's so much stronger now. Does he get stronger on Slay? He does get stronger on Slay. That's so bad. Alright, we're gonna have to be very careful this run, or this turn, I mean. Let's play a Pyre Chomper at the bottom, so we get more Ember. Let's play an Echo Infusion. And another Echo Infusion. Should we play it on this one? What boss are we fighting? Oh no, I don't remember. We're playing... The thing that we're playing is the Harpy's Guard, but I don't think it was the Harpy, which means the boss has Sweep 2. So do we want to up the health of the back one as well? I guess so. We need to fracture you. Now you're dying. We play this one here. We're sad that you're going to take damage, but you know, whatever. And then, good old Wingmaker. And I think the torch has to go up here for the Inspire effects. Yeah. Okay. Taking some real damage at the top. I did not realize he had a Slay trigger. Oh no. Otherwise I would have been a lot more careful. So here's our boss. We have so much Ember. Why do we have so much Ember? Alright. Pyre Chomper. You have Sweep. Alright, Pyre Chomper. The Fledgling Imp is going to make you stronger. Fledgling Imp makes you stronger. We're going to play the Impish Scholar to get a random card back. We got Hidden Passage. Alright. That one can up you, which is nice. I mean, we had a Hidden Passage anyway, but great. Now I guess we could put that Fledgling Imp up there as well. Sure. Up here, you're getting 17 damage, which is not fun. We are going to have to play the torch up here so that all of you grow a little bit stronger. And I think we're going to do the same with the Forgotten Trade, so all of you grow a little bit stronger, because of Bog Slime, that is. And then the vent can go here. next? We've got Returned Soul, we've got Fractures. We're definitely going to play the higher chomper, so we get more. Let's play the Returned Soul and see what we're getting. We could get the Echo Infusion back, because we do want to play that. We don't want to consume it, but honestly, you know, that only matters if we draw it next turn, so we're going to play it. So, Echo Infusion, we need to keep the front one alive, and then we could keep this back one alive, but that doesn't seem as worthwhile as keeping one of the other two alive. I think the front one again, because the front one is a little bit stronger. And then we fracture. We could torch our own imp at the top, because the imp is not going to survive even to deal 1 damage. And also, torching it gets as much as it loses. I think that's better than torching the boss, definitely. Alright. So, how is this gonna go? We're winning! Alright. Surprised we're winning, actually. I was not confident about this one. Still, we win. The sweep scared me a lot, especially after taking all that damage the one time. Oh, Hellhorned Banners. That gives me a lot more Ember because we've got the Imp Sickle. Soul Crushing Guilt we've got to take. Yeah. Tiresome Climb. Impalate only does 15 damage, but it gets stronger over the course of the battle. Like, a lot stronger over the course of the battle. So I'm gonna take it. Does it get stronger even though it's cardless? Maybe not, actually. Alright. You can come along, Half the Blacksmith. Now, we're definitely going to go right and remove more cards. Let's peek what's in here. Twin Stone and Purge Stone. I have no idea what we want to Twin Stone. The Soul Crushing Guilt. The problem is the Extract 3. I have no idea. Are we going to do an Engage Pact? I mean, we could Engage Pact Half the Blacksmith, because we don't really need your +1 space. How about that? I don't think I've ever sacrificed Half the Blacksmith. But we totally could. To one of the Keeper of Echoes, even. Huh. I think I might do that. Let's look at the Merchant of Trinkets. Winged Steel is excellent. We're definitely buying that. Friendly units entering with Rage 3 is something, but not much. We should probably reroll here. Friendly units get armor or health, or there's 2 damage to units when they go across floors. I mean, I don't know if we care about those very much. Let's look at this artifact. Volatile Gauge. Oh no. Do we want it? I think the answer is no this time. I think the answer is no. Even though we have Imp Sickle and we've got the Hell's Banners, do we really want all of our cards to cost more? But we draw 3 more every turn. I'm gonna take it. Feels so weird taking that. Alright. Now, shall we take one of these? They seem nice. I think we'll take the armor. Oh, except the armor is a lot more expensive for some reason. Let's take the hammer chestplates then. Unstable vortex. Get rid of the train steward. And should we get rid of torches now? Or hosting kins? I think we get rid of the torches now. Okay. Divine Temple. We could Purge Stone a torch. We could Twin Stone something. I don't think we really want Twin Stone with Volatile Gauge. So I think I'm going to Purge Stone. I'm going to Purge Stone a torch. Okay. Let's sacrifice. Let's sacrifice Hep the Blacksmith. That's so weird. I want to do it. Oh, we can only sacrifice it to the Rail Beater. I mean, still good, right? Alright, let's do it. Sacrifice to the Rail Beater. Goodbye, Hep the Blacksmith. You've been replaced by Rail Beater. Bell of the Wings of Light. Let's go. Alabaster Guardians have multi-strike. Bell empowers units with rage. So, we have so many things that are really big now. Can we actually play all of these units, basically? I think we can. Because we play the Spine Chief up here. We're going to put the Keeper of Echoes in front. And then we play the Spine Chief. And then we play a Rail Beater. And a Keeper of Echoes. Oh, sorry. And then we do Hidden Passage. And then we do Keeper of Echoes. Wow. And then we can even play a Fire Chopper to get more Ember. We're definitely playing good old Wingmaker down here. No reason not to. And we could... Oh, we could Return Soul the Hidden Passage. Alright. Return Soul Hidden Passage. And then we can put this one up there too. Alright. We got all 4 of our units on the top floor in the first turn. Alright, now we just make them bigger by playing lots of infused guards at the top. So, we don't have multiple imps, so I don't know if we even play a Welder Helper. We kind of want to play Echo Infusion, and we kind of don't. We want to play this Torch because, you know, we want to purge it, and it's free. So what do we do? We could just play a Torch on the boss. We could play a Vent that does not enough to kill those, or a Fracture that will probably kill one of those. Let's Fracture to probably kill one of those. Not on this turn, but on a potential future turn. I'm hoping for next turn, so that it doesn't hit my guys. So, we do have a Hosting Kin. We have an Impelate, which is getting stronger. We've got a good old Wingmaker, which kills both of those. Huzzah. Alright. We play good old Wingmaker. Kills both of those. Do we want to Dazed the boss this turn? Maybe. We're going to play a Forgotten Trade at the top. Do we play Fracture first? No, it doesn't do anything. Do we play Hosting Kin first? No, we want to play down here. Alright. Forgotten Trade at the top. And then Hosting Kin down here to kill this one. Ooh, we could play these two now and get more Ember. So I'm going to do that. I mean, we lose out on Ember in total, but only by 1. So now we still have 4 Ember. We could play Soul Crushing Guilt on the boss and hope to play it more often on the boss, since we will draw it a lot. Next. This is doing 60 damage now, that's nice. We're going to play a Hosting Kin up here and a Fracture up here so that we do all the Inspires. Great. We got another hidden passage. We got an Imp in the Box, which is Infused and Consume. We drew too many cards to play it first, though. What does that mean we do? We play a Fledgling Imp here. Fledgling Imp, and then we play Imp in a Box up here. Oh, and then we get a Pyre Chomper. Alright. Pyre Chomper's nice, because we can play the Pyre Chomper. Here. It just dies, but we're okay with it dying. And then we get even more cards to play. Let's play some Fracture on the boss, actually. Let's play... We could return Soul something. Let's play more Fracture on the boss. Is there anything at the bottom that we care about? Not particularly. Echo Infusion is nice. Even though we get the Spell Chain, it is nice. Shall we play it again? I think we will. I think we're going to Hidden Passage an Imp. I guess this one. Hidden Passage this Welder Helper. Echo Infusion again. And then we're sort of out of Ember. Sort of. If we play this Welder Helper in the center, it would survive this turn. Or not. No, it will survive this turn. And maybe that's okay. Good old Wingmaker is nice and all, but it doesn't matter too much this turn. Can we ascend this Imp? Not easily, but we can play 2 Imps. Play 2 Imps, and then we have more Ember. We could return Soul. No, we don't have that in the discard pile right now. So, we play a good old Wingmaker in the center. And then we Fracture the boss, or we play something up here. I guess this is better to play than the other options. Soul Crushing Guilt. We can hit the boss again. I also noticed that we are almost killing the boss at the top right now. Wow. We're almost killing the boss right now at the top. We can't get more Ember. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to Fracture the boss a couple times. Fracture the boss. Fracture the boss. And then play Soul Crushing Guilt on the boss. And then we're done with this turn. The boss is almost dead. So can we kill the boss before it gets to the top? I mean, waves remaining 1, so it's going to be hard to do that. Because you don't get nearly as much damage when you're not at the top. Ooh, this Imp is dying. How sad. We could save it. Shall we save it? Sure. These echo infusions are so bad at this point. Alright. I wonder if these have a +1 effect, the purge ones. So even when you draw them again, they still have a minimum of 2. Maybe. I think that might be what happens, sadly. Alright, let's play the good old Wingmaker in the center to kill the one that's doing so much damage. And then Return Soul? We could Return Soul that Echo Infusion and get rid of it. Alright, you know what? We're going to actually do that. Nope. It cost too much. At least it purges itself, or consumes itself next time. Final wave. You do 165 damage on your own. Eh? I like that. We're gonna play the Fire Chomper here, so we gain more Ember. We're going to play Soul Crushing Guilt on the boss again? I mean, what happens if we just fracture it a couple times? Fracture. Fracture. We could impalate this one. Or we could fracture the boss again. I'm going to fracture the boss again. We're going to try to beat it on next turn. Before it even makes it to the top, where all of my minions are. So, we didn't get the fractures we wanted for this. We can play the Pyre Chomper though. Pyre Chomper gives us some Ember. The Welder Helper now returns how much Ember he gives us. Is that worthwhile? Return Soul. We could get a Fracture. Let's get a Fracture with Return Soul. So, Return Soul, get a Fracture. One of the ones that costs... Wait a minute, it said that it cost only 1? Alright, sad. Oh, we're winning. Haha, we're winning with Fracture. So that one went really well. One-Horn's Tome. I mean, with Volatile Gauge, I feel like you've got to take it. And then we need more Ember more than we need more cards. And we don't need more space. So, we don't need more space because we ascend all of our units. We don't need more cards because we drew 3, 4 extra already. So we need more Ember. Alright, what are we getting here? It is a Divine Artifact for this next one. I mean, kind of like that. Friendly units enter with armor 10. I'm going to do that. It might allow me to take the trial, which means it might give me a lot more gold than it looks like it took. Still want to remove cards. Do I want to duplicate? Maybe? Certainly don't need a Merchant of Steel, right? We could actually use a Merchant of Steel. Okay. Let's go this way because the Concealed Caverns are fun. So, Merchant of Steel. You have a Frenzy Stone? Alright, glad I went this way. Let's peek in the Divine Temple. True Stone? Yes. True Stone could go on good old Wingmaker or Vent. I think we put it on the Vent because it helps the Vent kind of a lot. It helps the good old Wingmaker a lot, but Vent you can play on 0. Whereas good old Wingmaker will never cost you. Twin Stone. Another Twin Stone? I mean, we could now put it on the Vent. Do we really? No, we don't. Alright. Concealed Caverns. The Penance Yard? I do not like the Penance Yard, typically. I mean, the Penitent Remains, though... Maybe we should take it. Because the Penitent Remains gives all of my units extra attack. I guess we'll take it. The extra dead weights are terrible, though. Alright, how about the Champion? So, this is a hard choice. We could get Multi-Strike 1, which means that you apply twice as much Reap every time, or the Decayer, which does not do twice as much, but it happens on Inspire, which is more than just when you attack. Although, who are we adding Reap to if you're not attacking? Right, let's do this one. It also benefits more from Penitent Remains. Merchant of Steel, we get a Frenzy Stone. We place that on one of the Keepers of Echoes. And then a Heartstone on the other one? Sure. And then I won't upgrade that Welder Helper, at least not right now. I don't know if I will in the future. Okay, go to the next one. We're really thinking about taking the Trial. Spikes 5. It hurts, but we're taking it. It does hurt, though. Okay. That good old Wingmaker is really expensive. We can play both of these at the top, which is nice. So we're going to play both of those at the top. And which one goes in front? I mean, the Keeper of Echoes goes in front, because the Spine Chief is just worth more. Now, we play Imp in a Box, which does do the Inspire twice. We can play another Keeper of Echoes in the center in order to ascend you up in a future turn. Now all we can do is play Imps or Fracture. I don't know how much I care to play the Imps. Let's Fracture you. We want you to die. Now, we don't have a way to ascend, and we don't have one in our discard pile either to get back. So that's unfortunate. Because we don't want you to die. There are some ways to save you. Particularly, I mean, your ×3 attack really hurts you a lot. That's one of the main problems. But we've got a Welder Helper to play. Let's start by playing the Welder Helper. And then a Queen's Impling. The Queen's Impling is not saving you anymore, so let's just play it down here. And then the Rail Beater with Heft the Blacksmith. Are we going to put that at the bottom so we can slowly ascend it? I think we are. Which feels sad too. Alright. A vent. A vent almost kills you. Almost. We could still play Returned Soul to get back perhaps a torch. Let's do it. Returned Soul to get back a torch. And we both want the torches out and we want to inspire you. Oh my gosh. You can't tell how expensive the torches are. Because when you draw them, it gets it. And that counts as a draw. That's gotten me a couple times now. Alright, well, that was unfortunate. At least none of our main units have died yet. Which is a problem with all of this spikes. We did get 2 Ascends. We didn't get 2 Imps, though. Maybe we... Well, we want to ascend this one. We know we want to do that. Let's start with that. We can't really get more Ember this turn. But we can play the Hosting Kin to kill you. We could play a Hosting Kin to not quite kill you, but then we could kill you with a Molting Imp. Okay, let's do that. Now kill with Molting Imp. Alright, and we got a Fracture. Well, Fracture could be played on this one. Or we could Hosting Kin this one. I'm not happy about these decisions. Really not. Let's Fracture this one so we take as little damage on the fire as we can. Even though it's still going to be kind of a lot. At least we killed the back one here. So you don't have multi-strike when you get to the top. Alright. My guys at the top are dying fast. Dying fast, I say. What are we gonna do? I mean, good old Wingmaker doesn't kill you. It kills you along with Vent. The Impalate does a fair amount of damage. We don't have anything to gain Ember. We really don't want you to die already. So we could play only things that help at the top, or we could try to save you. And you're nice, but I don't know if we spend time saving you is the thing. Let's start with the good old Wingmaker. So if we vent up here, then you will no longer be giving your multi-strike, which means you will be attacking only for 12, and then you get 10 damage back, which is still bad, but it does mean that we might be able to save you as well. Maybe. I doubt it. I doubt it. We need to play the vent at the top. I would love to play the vent at the bottom, but we need to play it at the top. So what are we doing with our other Ember? Maybe Fracture at the top so that we make our guys better? And then the vent? Okay, well, like I said, not going well. One of our units died. And 2 more are kind of close. So we cannot play the One-Horn's Tome this battle. We could play a Molting Imp and another Imp to get Ember. It also makes it so that we could kind of easily kill this one before it makes it to the top. What do we do up here? Is there a way that we don't die from you? It seems very unlikely. Unless we ascend one of you. Which might be the thing to do. It would deal damage to our pyre, but at least this one wouldn't die. Do I have another way? If we draw a card, we might find another way. So I'm going to torch this. We drew a card, we found a Fracture. So, you are dealing 20 damage to the front one. Even if we get rid of this, you're dealing 10 damage. And then you are having trouble surviving still. Okay. Then what do we do? We play a Fracture at the top to make our units better. Doesn't matter who we play it on, because they both die no matter what happens. Then we play another Fracture on another unit up here. Then we play a Torch on a unit up here, and then we consider. You are still dying, we really don't want that to happen. We could ascend one of these in order to make that not happen. And which one is the better one to ascend? Both of them get one hit on the pyre. You deal 10 damage and you deal 10 damage. And both of them would deal 5 damage. So it's exactly the same for the pyre, but it's much worse here depending on which one we do, right? No, it's kind of the same. Alright, we're going to ascend you. Alright, now you don't die, which means we might have a chance, but we did intentionally take 15 damage on our pyre in order to cause that to happen. Okay. This is not great. We do have Forgotten Trade. I'm not going to play it this time, I think. We're going to play the Queen's Impling and the Welder Helper at the bottom. And we're mainly doing that to get the Ember. We need a way to deal with you, and I'm thinking Soul Crushing Guilt is the way to deal with you. It's just that then what are we doing after that? Alright, we are going to do that. Soul Crushing Guilt on you. So you're still dying because we need you to gain a lot more health. A lot more. Which you can't do. And playing Forgotten Trade doesn't help with that, does it? It could get us more Ember, but you need a fair amount more health. I think it might actually help. And we should have played it before we played the last one. If we had played it before we played the last one, I think this would have worked. Yeah? Oh no. No, it wouldn't have. Alright, you die. Very sad. I apologize. We're going to ascend this one, so that you don't have ×2 attack. You still have Trample, which is terrible. Right, we only have 2 of the 4 big units that we have in our deck left. And we haven't faced the boss. So, what are we doing? The One-Horn's Tome would be terrible. This Impalate does 150 damage, which is a lot, but it's not that much in the end. I think the Echo Infusion is really important. So we're going to play the Echo Infusion once and twice. And then we can play a Fracture on the boss, which is a good thing to do. And then a Vent up here to help 5 damage. I mean, that might actually do something. Probably not, but it might actually do something, so let's do it. Alright, what's happening? Ooh, we're almost winning. We're almost winning right now. How about that? If we're almost winning, we probably can win. We can't get extra Ember this turn. We Fracture. Oh, we Hosted Kin. And we win. Alright. Crazy. Barely won that one. And that was even with the Divine Scorched Steel. Although I did take Retribution, which is terrible for us. Hopefully the 400 gold that we get was worth it. Another returned soul. This one with infused. Another forgotten trade. I've found that I really want Ember a lot, so I think I might actually take a forgotten trade. Double the amount of armor on a unit. But what unit gets armor? We've seen this before and we decided not to take it. It's just, with Volatile Gauge, it's much more possibly great. But it's not great. The Inflame is fine. Let's do Inflame. Now then, do we go Merchant of Magic or Merchant of Steel? Do we duplicate another card? I mean, I might want to duplicate another card. Let's go this way. Merchant of Magic. Freeze Stone. The problem with a Freeze Stone is it means we wouldn't get our Imp for the turn if we put Freeze Stone on something. So we'd be drawing 9 cards and no Imps. Don't really like that. Surge Stone is fine on torches. Ember Stone is fine on anything. Anything at all. Merchant of Trinkets. Oh, Serrated Mandibles. Alright. We're going to take Serrated Mandibles. I don't know what Encased Divinity would do for us, so we're going to re-roll here. Grant +1 stack of Reap each time it is applied. Alright, there we go. Those were some good artifacts. I think we're going to re-roll here, because I don't know if I really want the Surge Stone, and it'd be nice to get something else that we would really pay for. Keep Stone, now that's one we would really pay for. Let's think about it. Let's think about this after thinking about what we would duplicate. So we could duplicate a Forgotten Trade. We're definitely not duplicating Hidden Passage. We could duplicate Imp in a Box. We could duplicate another Keeper of Echoes, especially this one or that one. I don't know which one I would duplicate, actually. We could duplicate a Rail Beater or a Soul Crushing Guilt. You know, I have a lot of things that I would really consider duplicating. Are any of them more important being a spell that we would duplicate after we do some of these upgrades on it, like a Keepstone? The Echo Infusion is nice, but I don't think we necessarily want it every turn, because the Volatile Gauge made it a lot worse. I don't know. We could Keepstone the Impelate, because once it gets good, it gets real good. Fine, I'll do that. And then we can't play an Emberstone now, unless we Divine Boons, which we might do. Do we duplicate an Impelate that we upgrade? I don't know that we do. I think we duplicate our Keeper of Echoes, and I don't know which one of those. The one with more health, or the one with more multi-strike? I think the one with more health is the only one that's really going to do well, so let's duplicate that one. Okay, next. We could get Divine Boons in order to get an Ember Stone and a Power Stone. The Power Stone could definitely be put on a good old Wingmaker. And an Ember Stone could go on the Impelate that we just put Holdover on. I think that might be worth the 10 back shards. Alright, let's do it. Power Stone on good old Wingmaker. and Emberstone on the holdover card, because we want that to cost less when it has holdover. Alright, let's maybe win this one, and not Divinity Master something again. How sad. So buffs and debuffs are removed, but most of our things are actually just affecting the base stats, which are not buffs and debuffs. So I like a lot of the things that I see. We're gonna play the Fire Chomper not at the bottom. We're gonna play it in the center? In the center, I guess. The Spine Chief and the Keeper of Echoes goes at the top. The Keeper of Echoes definitely goes in front. Now then, I want to play the vent at the bottom. I also want to play the vent at the top. I think let's get some imps. Oh, we can play the Molting Imp at the bottom. It does mean that you're worse, but it does mean that we can play the vent up here. I don't want to play either of those Forgotten Trades this turn, so let's play Echo Infusion. Echo Infusion. Let's keep an imp in the deck so that when we draw it again, we can use it to get Ember. So let's play a vent. Alright, the boss is getting 268 damage this turn. And our guys are getting better every single time that we hit the boss even. But like everything that we do makes our guys better. Alright, that's a few too many units for us to put something at the top. These are both the same, so we're going to play a Keeper of Echoes here. We could play a Welder Helper here, so that we save some health on our guy. Next, what we do is we play you at the bottom. That would give us Ember Drain, and you'd be very close to death. Let's not play you yet, actually. I think we should... One-Horn's Tome seems pretty bad. I mean, we kind of want to put it on the champion, but if there's anything that has sweep like this, then we die. So we're not going to do that. I guess what we do instead is we play Fractures on the boss. We could play Fractures here. Yeah, Fracture there. Oh, Hidden Passage, yes. Alright, Hidden Passage you up. Then we could play one of these if we had more Ember, which we don't. So we don't. Instead, we're going to play a Fledgling Imp, or let it stay in the deck. Let's let it stay in the deck. Alright. Front unit survives, but not by as much as we'd like. The Impalate does 90 damage already. Alright. Let's hit this one, so we can kill it fast next turn. We could play a Welder Helper, or we could save the Welder Helper. Let's save the Welder Helper. Let's play things up here that give us echoes. Like Fracture. We should put a Fracture here, maybe? Let's put one Fracture on the boss. Yeah, okay, you're now dying. Great. Now, let's play... We could play good old Wingmaker and take those back two out, which seems totally worth it, right? Totally worth it. Let's do that. Okay. Great. Reap minus 18? Oh, because it's Seraph the Chaste. Seraph is getting rid of all of the Reap that we put on Seraph. Oh man. removes all damaging debuffs from this unit at the end of the turn. How sad. Alright. We played the Impelate so that we could kill this one, and it wouldn't do the thing. Although, good old Wingmaker does a fair amount. Let's play a couple of imps in the center first. A couple of imps in the center will give us more information. So I will do this. We could play the Keeper of Echoes in the center, which is nice. And then we could still afford to play good old Wingmaker at the top. So good old Wingmaker goes to the top. Should have probably played a Fracture there first, actually. So fracturing the boss doesn't really do much. Let's fracture one of these, like the back one. We need another Ascend card. We might get one. We do draw 9 every turn. We did not get one. We do have an Impelate. We might need to play the Impelate at the top. Although it's hard to say right now. We should play Soul Crushing Guilt eventually on the boss, but not starting this turn. Let's start by doing a Fracture here. Okay, that did hurt it, but it didn't hurt it as much as I would like for it to hurt it. I think we do need to play this Impelate up here. Alright. Now those are dying. Now we play something else that makes stuff better for us. We could play just 2 imps. Let's play 2 imps. And I don't see any reason why we don't play this one here. Oh, we got the hidden passage. Perfect. Alright. Great. Now those imps die, which means the next time that we see our unit, we could potentially bring it up. Okay, the Impelate is really nice at the top. And we could return Soul something. We could return Soul the good old Wingmaker because honestly we really want it this turn. Let's start by playing a Fire Chomper. Fire Chomper in the center. No, not in the center. Well, it dies. No, not in the center. Fire Chomper at the bottom. And then we could play the Forgotten Trade to get more Ember this turn. It seems like a good turn to have more Ember, so I am going to do it. Now, once we play our next card, we draw a card. That's going to be one of those 4. That doesn't change my mind very much. So let's play the Impelate up here. Echo Infusion. I mean, the spell chain on that is terrible right now. Alright. What could we get with Returned Soul that went to it? A good old Wingmaker is pretty valuable right now. Let's do it. Let's consume that good old Wingmaker. It's mostly done its part in this battle, so let's have it finish its part in this battle. So now you're only doing a -4. How about that? We could play the Echo Infusion twice. Even though the second one costs 4. Alright. I do really like that we inspire so much. So often. Everything's dying at the top, including you, but maybe we play the vent to stop that? We play the vent to stop that. The Impelate can kill this one, which I think we should do. Don't play the Soul Crushing Guild Vent. We are going to play Vent this turn. Are we going to play it for enough Ember that it really does its thing, or do we play a hosting pin? I think we play a hosting pin so that now Vent on 0 takes you out. And then what? We could fracture you so that you die this turn. You got all 7 of the Reap. Okay, how about that? And then we can play a Fracture up here and a Fracture up here just to make our unit as strong as possible, and then we vent so that you don't take as much damage. Okay. My unit in front there is staying at a constant, like, 70-ish health. Alright, now you are attacking for reals. Well, we're definitely going to play the Rail Beater here, and we're definitely going to play a Fire Chomper here, and that means that we can send you. Should we play Wurmkin's Tome on you? Because you're in the back, and you don't have a lot of health anyway. I don't know. I don't know if Wurmkin's Tome is really for this deck. I think I'm going to play it so that we don't get it again. But I don't know if this is helping or hurting that back unit. Now it's the one that we want to play Inflame on. It's 165 damage. I mean, maybe we play that at the bottom or the center. Probably doesn't do much in the center, because we're probably going to kill them all anyway, and doing it at the top is pointless, so let's play it at the bottom. Let's return to Soul a card. We definitely don't want to return Soul Impelate. The Soul Crushing Guilt we'd rather draw at the right turn, so we're not going to get that one. But we do want to get rid of one of these other cards. We could get rid of the Hidden Passage that's in there. Let's do that. So we return Soul, we get Hidden Passage so that we consume Hidden Passage. Then we play it up here so that it helps everybody up here. And then we play Inflame on you, now that we care about your armor. And we could Hidden Passage you right now. Sure. Because even if you get to the top, it wouldn't be bad, and there's no way you're getting to the top. Alright. Really want to draw something to Dazed Seraph. Really want Seraph to lose its life steal, too. So the Impelate gets played here. This is a good turn for Forgotten Trade. This is a good turn for the Fledgling Imp and the Molt. So, Molting Imp, Fledgling Imp. Now we're getting rid of some of your life steal. We play the Impelate here. And then we're playing things up here. We want to deal a torch to you. We want to do another torch to you. And then we want to play Forgotten Trade. And then we can play the rest of these, right? Echo Infusion. Echo Infusion. We can't quite play the rest. I think I could have if I played the Fracture once before I did. Alright. We have made you stronger. I think I don't like my Wurmkin's Tome. Maybe we should just play it on an Imp one of these times. Alright, we're winning. We're winning really well, actually. Okay. Great. Let's win another run. Get another crown? I don't know. Seems fine. Alright, the Last Divinity. And what are we doing? So, we definitely want to play things at the top again. That's always true. We don't have anything that ascends right now. And we're going to play this Keeper of Echoes at the top. Does it matter who goes in front? I mean, we'd most prefer this guy to be in front, but he can't be. Oh, we have a hidden passage. Still can't put you in front, though. So we play the Spine Chief. Yeah, the Keeper of Echoes goes in front. It's a sad state, because it's so weak, it dies so easily. But it is the one that we need. So, next, we're going to play this one, and then we're going to put that one to the top with Hidden Passage. Then we can play an Impelate to deal 30 damage. I do want to keep drawing the Impelate, so I'm going to do it. We need another Ascend card pretty fast. So there's a lot of damage in the center, which is unfortunate, because we really want to Ascend you sometime. We're definitely going to play this one when we don't have the Ascend on the same turn. Yeah. So we play this one. We play a Molting Imp and a Welder Helper. Let's play the Welder Helper first and play the Molting Imp next. We want to play Impelate again. We do. We're definitely going to play Vent. If I play the Impelate again, it at least causes you to die. But would I rather just play a Fracture or something on the boss? No, I think I want you to die. We could play Forgotten Trade this early, because then we would get some more Ember. Let's do it. So we're going to Fracture the boss just because we'll get that. No. Forgotten Trade. Alright, fracturing the boss was very pointless. We should have played the Impelate. Alright, well, there it is. Made our mistakes. We'll get the Impelate back soon, I'm sure. The important part is that that guy survived. And we probably can Ascend him this turn. I mean, we can. Just barely. Let's play an Imp. Do we care where the Imp is? Not down there. Alright, great. The Imp goes here. We can play Hidden Passage, which we definitely will. Up here, things are doing okay. Just okay, though. We Hidden Passage you. We want to play good old Wingmaker. We could play Hosting Kin and good old Wingmaker to kill this one. I think that's worth it. So that you don't make it to the top. I would have liked to play the good old Wingmaker here as well, but it's kind of more important to deal with the things that are directly in front of us. And then Fracture on something. Could put it on you, so that you die before you get to the top, probably. Or we could do it at the top because all of our guys get better at the top. Do it at the top. You got down to 8 health from 32. And then you went back up to 14. We're definitely not ready for that Discipled Inquisitor. I'm telling you that right now. Alright, so you're currently dying. We're going to have to try to change that. We've got a lot of things that could potentially change that. Let's play an Imp in the Box up here. A Molting Imp. A Molting Imp seems nice in the center, along with that Queen's Impling, which also gives us some more Ember. Ooh, good old Wingmaker. Does that help us at the top? I mean, barely. Probably helps us more elsewhere. Doesn't kill you anymore. I think we play it in the center, though. Play this in the center. We play an Echo Infusion up here. And then we play a Forgotten Trade up here to gain 6 Ember. Then another Echo Infusion so that you continue to survive. How do we kill everything? The Returned Soul could get back those two. We don't want those two right now. We could do the Inflame up here. Let's do a Hosting Kin, because I don't think the Hosting Kin is doing much for us anymore. Yeah, not really. Get the Inspire value out of that. And then Fracture and Torch, because that's probably better than just one Inflame. Fracture and Torch. Sure. Okay, we're basically not dealing with the enemies until they get to the top. But once they get there, we are dealing with them. I don't know about this next set, though. This next set is a problem. Alright, we can play a Welder Helper and Keeper of Echoes, which I will do. Keeper of Echoes, Welder Helper. That way we can ascend. Let's ascend you. And then we can play a Forgotten Trade up here to get more Ember. We don't really want One-Horn's Tome anywhere, but we could put it on an Imp at some point, just to get rid of it. Is there a way for you to survive? Because I don't know. I don't know if there is, and that's really problematic. So we reap you. Actually, all of these, if we just do the reap here, die, I think. Yeah. We could Hidden Passage you and then play One-Horn's Tome on you. Or we could play One-Horn's Tome on something up here and do a Fracture, and then the One-Horn's Tome would kill whatever we played it on real fast. We could ascend this one. And then all of those would not have the spikes. What would that do for us? So 11, 11, 11, 14. That is 47 damage. Which is a little too much for you, even if we ascend this one, but it's definitely way more than enough for you if we don't ascend this one, because you also get the spikes damage and this 5. I think you're just dead, man. Sorry to say. I'm gonna play the One-Horn's Tome here so that we get rid of that unit. And then we're going to... So that we got rid of the One-Horn's Tome, I mean. And then we're going to Fracture up here. Alright, losing a unit. It's bad. Luckily we copied that unit a couple times, so we got more. Alright, how do we do against that mini-boss? We could Soul Crushing Guilt the mini-boss. Doing a lot of damage on it. The Impalate we're definitely going to play, so that we continue getting it now. You're already dying. Wow. Alright, let's Soul Crushing Guilt the boss then, so that we don't constantly take this 14 damage on all of our units. That helps immensely. Alright. Next, we can vent at the bottom to kill this one, which seems useful. Alright. Guess we're still doing okay, but I do want my other unit, because we do have one more unit, right? In the deck? I might have to check that. Do we have one more? We've got a hidden passage. We don't. So I guess this is the time where we start putting imps up. If we're going to place an imp up there, which imp do we place up there? That's the next question. And do we care about placing an imp up there? I think we do care. Let's deal the Impalate this damage. We can play both of these imps for only one, but are these the imps that we want to put up there? I guess it doesn't really matter which one. What else are we doing this turn anyway? We're playing a good old Wingmaker down here. So the imps would cost essentially 1 Ember. The Hidden Passage would cost 1, so we'd be at 2 left. And then we wouldn't have anything to do to help you out. Yeah. Do we do it anyway? I think we don't do it this time. We'll do it a future time. For now, we're going to play the Echo Infusion and something else up here, and then a good old Wingmaker at the bottom. Alright. Ooh, we drew a Fracture that we can play on the boss. And then we can play nothing else. Okay, great. We helped our guys as much as we could. We definitely need our champion to survive, by the way, in order to win this, because the champion's Reap does so much of our damage. Now, this is a much better set of imps to set one up there. So we've got a Welder Helper and a Fledgling Imp. So we play the Welder Helper and the Fledgling Imp. We play another Impalate. I guess we do that here because your 7 spikes is terrible. Alright. And then, do we play the Hidden Passage to make it so that there's more stuff happening up here? I think we do. Hidden Passage the Welder Helper. Or we could Echo Transfer, Echo Infusion twice. We're going to play the Vent at the bottom. I think we'd rather do the Echo Infusion twice than this other plan. So Echo Infusion twice, because you need health. And then we've got 1 Ember. We could play the Molting Imp at the bottom and a Vent. And then all of you heal that. Alright, whatever. Our champion needs health. 84 is a lot, but it's not enough. We got Ember Drain. How sad, we can't play anything this turn. Alright, well, at least we're only taking 36 damage on our front unit. And this is the last wave. Oh, alright. This is not a great last turn, is it? There's no reason to play the Weights of Contrition. The Soul-Crushing Guilt simply must be played, though. And I think if we play it, we win. Okay. Let's play the Soul-Crushing Guilt. Soul-Crushing Guilt on you. And we win! Huzzah! Now let's play a Weight of Contrition. And we win another one. Alright. Well, I did abandon a run there in order to have better chance of mastering a card. And we still didn't master a card, but we did get another crown. And, you know, I'm happy to get those crowns. It's not achieving my goals, you know? Show me my new crown. Melee weakness applied 101, the highest ever. Alright, we got a new crown right up there. You know, I'm definitely not going to get all 60 crowns before we Divinity Master the last 4 cards, but so far it's kind of going that direction. And melee weakness applied 101, better than my previous best. Great. And this win streak went up by 1 because we abandoned a run. I mean, we might have lost that one, so it might have been the same. As of this run, I have 32 of the 60 crowns available. This series will end before I get the other 28. On the right is my real goal, mastering all the cards, and I still have 4 left, which means I'm going to be a little more purposeful about restarting runs in which I don't find one of these. On the left, Welder Helper becomes my 41st card that I've taken in 100 battles, where I stop counting. Welder Helper is one of my favorite imps to have in a deck because it survives, unlike most of the others. Rail Beater was one of my big minions. Because he grants melee weakness, having a strong minion right behind him is good, or as we did in this time, make him big himself with a bit of multi-strike. For artifacts, I had several that were crucial to the run, so it was hard to pick these 2. Imp Sickle was amazing, giving many imps to play. It worked well with our passive buffing of our own units, and gave me Ember with Hell's Banners. DK Decoy made Reap do double damage, which worked very well with our Infector Decayer champion, and Serrated Mandibles. Check out my tracking sheet, link in the video description, new episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.